They say there is CA. What is CA? Let's try CA. But we did not even apply for the correct one. We applied for diploma in cost management accounting because there was no proper career guidance. I tried CTA once, and I got 11% for the first assessment. I'm like, no, this is not me.
People make me, save me, change me, raise me. What am I?
It's an epic. No, it can be. When we embrace this technology, there are loopholes. There are issues of governance, internal controls. So that's why internal auditors need to be sure that they have relevant skills to add value in organizations.
People don't see internal auditors, internal audit practitioners as trusted advisors. They see them as the equivalent of SAPs, unfortunately.
No, but with me, you see, you confuse me. No, you confuse me. You really confuse me. Let's start again, and please don't give us hints.
Oh my God.
No, she was cheating.
Welcome to INbrief, the podcast for internal auditors. My name is Matlhogonolo Matlaisane, and I am here with the gentleman. Let him introduce himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Lwandile. Good to be here. How are you, Bossy?
I am well, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. And today we have our guest, the esteemed Dr. Lethiwe Nzama-Sithole.
Esteemed.
Yes. Lethiwe, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for you, Putwani.
Oh, good. Thank you for joining us and making time to join us today.
It's a pleasure, and thank you so much for inviting me. It's such a pleasure for me to be here. I'm really honored.
Oh.
But you look very tense.
Do I?
Yes. Can we relate table topic, Lwandile?
Yes, definitely.
You know, she is the table topic. She got the first place for table topic in Toastmasters. In the division level. She's proceeding to the provincial level.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Such an honor. It was a tough one. I was under a lot of pressure, but I did it. It was a good push, a good nudge from the cloud. But I'm really honored to have made it to the top, and now going to represent my team, my area, and my division under District 74. Thank you.
Hi.
Awesome.
Let's do some table topic questions.
Yes, indeed.
Just to
Let's do that.
Rock a boat a bit. First question. You are the thief. You know, one of the big fours had the bursary specialist who stole 16.5 million. What advice would you have given him as an internal auditor? Because when you look at how he stole, it was very straightforward. You know how the bank transfers are very traceable. What would you have done differently? Let's hear your mind. Do you think like a thief? Because, you know, Lwandile, they say that when you're in audit, you need to think like a thief.
You do. How else are you going to catch the thieves?
Exactly. So we are giving you this opportunity to be the thief. What would you have done differently?
That was a tough one for me, because maybe that's why I left the practice to go into because yes, that's a difficult one. Advising a thief on how to steal in a way where it will not be traceable. I would say cover your tracks, check and balances, ensuring that those who would want to come in and view will not be able to see. But I don't like advising people to do wrong things. It's not ethical.
I get you.
Yeah.
As a board member, I love the fact that you mentioned the ethical.
Yeah, so I don't think I want to answer the question in terms of advising others to do things which are not legal. So I would not advise anyone to steal anything and make sure that their traces are not being seen. I would advise people to work hard to get what they need, but not for them to take things that don't belong to them. Yeah, so
I know such a safe answer. Actually, as such an auditor, you are in a hair salon, you're doing your nails and your hair. It's not what you requested, you know. you give them a photo from Pinterest. The photo versus yourself. It's not make sure. That's what they say. It's not make sure. Do you keep quiet or you become vocal? Actually, I'm the hairdresser. Let's twist this question. I'm the hairdresser. You have to tell me that the hair is not make sure. You have to tell Lwandile that the nails, because he's doing your nails, I'm doing your hair. And not make sure. Address both of us.
I'm very vocal. Sometimes I have to hold myself towards myself. I had experiences like that where I would tell someone, no, I don't like this style of maybe the design of nails or the color does not suit me when I see it now on my skin. So with you, I would just say, Tlogi, that's not in line with my brain because my brain is my everything. So yes. So I would tell you that, Tlogi, I really appreciate your work that you've done, but for me, it was not what I intended to get, and what you gave me now is not what I aspire to get. So I'll have to be honest with you, but I have to also be sensitive towards your feelings. So in terms of how the delivery is everything. It's like when I give a gift to someone, it needs to be nicely wrapped. I can't just give you a gift just for the sake of giving feedback. So I have to also be sensitive towards how it will make you feel, because I also want to feel good, but I don't want to leave you empty. I don't want to leave you feeling discouraged. And because you've also invested, you are a professional, you're a hairstylist, whatever you do it with pride as well. So I have to be sensitive, but I would not compromise my happiness just to afford you satisfaction. So I have to tell you, I'm not happy, but make sure you are also happy with the feedback that I'm giving you. And with Lwandile, same, my clients. I like, yes, I'm very colorful. I like colorful nails. And if I can be flexible, but the flexibility needs to be aligned with my brain. Yes. I don't want to do things that will not be aligned with me, and I don't like trends. I like what works for me. So if I have certain color on my nails or how I want to appear, it does not need to be because someone has done it. It must be something that makes me happy, that resonates with me. So I would say, Lwandile, I don't like this. Can we change it or can we try something else? But still, I'll be sensitive towards him because he'll get. But with nails, it's easy. It's not like your hairstyle where you only see it towards the end. With nails, he'll start with the first one, and I'm like, okay, can I say, no, I don't like it. Can you try something else? So it's easier. Before he invested a lot of time on my nails, I would have given feedback that, can we try something else? And also, I'll be observing on how he responds. And if I see he's hesitant, so next time when I have to do my nails, I might not go to Lwandile. Yeah, because it's a matter of building relationships. So if I feel my feedback does not sit well with you, I don't want us to have that situation where it becomes tense. Yes. I like happy people, I like happy environment, and I want to be in spaces where I will feel appreciated as well. So I would not want to go back where I was not served correctly.
Okay, awesome.
Very safe answer too. What do you think, Lwandile?
I like the answer. I like the fact that you would be honest in your approach. That's something I would appreciate as well. I don't know how it would go, but I'd like the fact that you'd still be honest about it. It is what it is at the end of the day. You would be the customer. I would only be serving a service. So, yeah. So with that said, Lethiwe, we want to now get to know you. Who is Lethiwe?
Okay. Actually, who is Lethiwe outside being a mother, outside being a board member, outside being a wife?
Yes.
You know, who is Lethiwe?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a child of God. I'm very honored by the Spirit up high, and I believe I'm here for a reason. I was brought into this life for a purpose, and I believe I'm living in line with my purpose. I love touching life positively. And through my role at UJ, where I serve as a senior lecturer and also deputy head, I get opportunities to inspire the youth because my passion is the youth. Before, I used to be an internal auditor. I used to be an accountant. Now I've been an academic at UJ for 9 years because with young ones, they need a little nudge. They need someone to assist them to unleash their potential. So with the spaces that I'm finding myself in focusing on education and service, I'm doing what I like. I feel fulfilled, even if I feel the shoes that I'm wearing are inappropriate in class and they're pinching me now. I'm not comfortable. But as soon as I engage with students, that goes away because I'm in spaces where I find I find fulfillment, and I see that with students as well, that when I speak to them, the spark that I see on faces, the lives that because when students are in class, they want to be seen. And with my patient to students, in terms of teaching them, I will not only focus on the content that I teach in class, I also bring in practice. And through my work, I collaborate with a lot of stakeholders. And that's why maybe we're also here today with the IIA, Institute of Internal Auditors, where I've partnered with them for many times. It's Johannesburg region, where I would bring them into class and ask them to share with the students the practice and what is done in the auditing profession. Also, in terms of teaching, I coordinate. Before, I used to coordinate the mentorship program within the Department of Commercial Accounting. I was chairperson for past 5 years. This year I had to drop because of other responsibilities. There we get to mentor students, and I get excited.
Yeah.
In the beginning of each and every year, we drive this first year experience, the seminar where we introduce students to the university. Then when we plan that, it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. It's fulfilling because you get to help someone to adjust into a new environment. And with the type of students that we have, because we are Soweto campus, and we have students who mostly did not intend to enroll for a diploma. They wanted to be in degree qualifications, but they could not be admitted. Then they find themselves within our qualification. So we assist them to transition, we give them hope that while you are here, you can make it possible with the next 3 years. You cannot not only go with your qualification. When you leave, you'll be an all-rounder, an all-rounder graduate who's able to create opportunities for themselves and others. So, and with the first year experience that we do in mentorship program, we get to expose students in different professional bodies and accounting discipline. We also mentor them, and we expose them to many opportunities that will assist them not to acquire only technical skills, but also soft skills that will make them an all-rounder and someone, because as you know, the unemployment rate is very high. So graduates are at home unemployed. So once you ensure and invest your time as an academic to ensure that the students don't only have that qualification, that diploma, but to also have skills and proper attitude, because you can have distinctions. But if you don't have a correct attitude, you don't get anywhere. So with my role there is just to empower the students in that. But also outside the teaching, I also supervise from PhD students, masters, MPA and honors students, because I want them as well to be empowered in the skills that are required for them to do research and not only contribute within the small scale in terms of the discipline, but to go global as well in terms of the profession, the governance perspectives and service delivery in financial sector and governance sector. Yeah. And lastly, I also serve as the ethics committee chairperson, deputy chairperson for my School of Accountancy within CBE at UJ. Yeah. And I also sit in the Higher Degrees Committee, where we ensure that there's proper governance in the qualifications that we offer for postgraduate students.
Very inspiring. Let's go back to your educational background, because now you are talking about what your current roles and responsibilities are. Let's talk about your educational background. We know that you are Dr. Lethiwe Nzama-Sithole. To all of us, she is Dr. Lethiwe. Now she has given us permission to call her Lethiwe. But take us through your educational background, how you landed in academics. I know you didn't start in academia. Take us through those steps and your thought process. What was your thoughts when you moved to okay, I'm giving it away, but when you moved from being in corporate to academia?
Okay, so with us, I did not mention this. I'm from Ivory Park. That's where I was raised. Yes. Ivory Park, close to Midrand. So with us, we did not.
Tembisa.
Yes, Tembisa is a township close to Ivory Park, but with Ivory Park, we belong to Midrand, Johannesburg. So with me, in the type of not qualification per se, but the type of I'm thinking of university, but the type of high school that I've entered, we did not have proper career guidance. Mm-hmm. So there was groupthink, because all of us, the scheme that we had within the class, we said, okay, where are we going next year while we're in matric? So there was no proper guidance. So we were like, okay, we're going to RAU. It was RAU then.
Yes.
Then we applied at RAU and TRR. Then the TRR is Best Technicon. So that's where I started. And it was just, they say there is CA. What is CA? Let's try CA. But we did not even apply for the correct one. We applied for Diploma in Cost Management Accounting. because there was no proper career guidance. And that's why I have this passion for students and saying they need to be well informed for them when they make decisions in terms of their career. They know what they're setting themselves up to. Because now with us, it was just, this one says this, then we all follow. There's no proper guidance. So while I was there doing my diploma in cost management accounting, I then discovered that I'm very smart. Second year, third year,
You know why that?
yeah, and I used to travel from Ivory Park to Johannesburg every day, and I'll leave home at 5 a.m. and come back 8 p.m. And while I was doing that, we got exposed to mentorship. My second year, I was a peer mentor, right? And since then, I did not look back. I love mentoring because with mentoring, you transform lives, you unleash someone's potential. So you would not know what your full potential is about and your aspirations because you have limited exposure. But through Best Technicon, I got exposed to a lot of things, a lot of qualifications that can, and even professions that one can go through. So when I was doing my diploma in accounting, the second year, I then decided, no, let me be an accountant. Yeah. And since I was a top student, I did not even go and apply for jobs.
Yeah. My
institution brought in people to interview us within campus when I was doing my third year, my last exam, I got interviewed and that's how I got my first job. Then I worked, second job, it was through my institution as well. They sent people to call me and say, you are one of the top students, come and get interviewed. I got interviewed and I passed, right? But while I was doing that, I was like, okay.
In practice?
Yes, in practice now as an accountant. I was like, it's more routine for me. I'm not saying accounting is routine, but for me it felt as if I know the first 2 weeks of the month are going to be hectic. Then the last 2 weeks I've relaxed. Maybe that's why I managed to get all my qualifications. But I never stopped studying. While I was working, I was still studying because for me it seemed easy. I like doing extramural activities, and maybe that's why I'm still doing extramural activities even today. So when I did serving as an accountant, I was like, okay, I wanted to be a CA, but with the CA, since I was already in practice, already working with the articles, it was not enough money for me since I was assisting at home. And my father was unemployed. It was only my mom who could assist us financially at home. So I was like, I'm not going to do articles for CA. Let me do articles for internal auditing because it's much reasonable. And not only because of that reason, I tried CTA once and I got 11% for the first assessment. I'm like, no, this is not me. And with me, I know myself and I know when to push myself and when not to push myself. So when I got the 11%, I said, no, this is not for me. I did continue with the module, but with the course itself, but I was like, no, this is overwhelming for me. I don't want stress. So what I did, I registered and I moved on to become accounting in honors in internal auditing. Then I went and worked as an internal auditor. Then while serving as an internal auditor, it was a lot of travel. And a lot of travel that I felt it was too much again. I don't like soft life, but I don't also want to be hard on myself. I want to buy a balance. Yeah. So with the travel, it was too much because we would travel on Mondays and come back on Fridays. And I was already married and I wanted to start a family. And I was like, no, this will not work. I only resigned in auditing when I was pregnant. And then, funny enough, I resigned when I was 7 months pregnant. And people were like, why would you leave? What's going to happen? Because your next employer will not be able to pay you for for your maternity leave. So you're going to get unpaid leave. I'm like, no, it's fine. As long as I'll be able to be at home with my child, then I'm fine.
Because you did your own risk assessment.
Yes. And I've got proper control measures which were put in place. So I left then. When I was a student, when I was said I was a smart student, remember that I did tutoring for 2 years. So when I applied when I was pregnant. I think I started applying for jobs when I was about 4 months pregnant, because I was like, I'm not going to have a baby here traveling, because we used to go to the mines with hard hats and heavy boots and reflectors, and it doesn't suit me.
That's what scared you, I think.
Because I do not like to have red.
No.
I remember my first time going to the mines. My auditor in charge said, "Are you going to be wearing those heels?" Yeah, I'm like, "No, you can't. Hear the safety boots." And when I was pregnant, I was like, "I'm not going back to the safety boots." And I remembered that I had passion for students. I had passion to give back and imparting knowledge. And I decided to apply for a job. Then I applied and I was called in to come in and for an interview. I went for an interview. I was heavy pregnant, but I was asked, "Do you have kids?" And I said, "No, but I'm pregnant." Like, "No, not a problem." And that assured me that I'm in the right space. That was UJ, and I've been there for 9 years. And that's why I moved to academia, not only for flexibility, but to have more positive impact towards the youth, and go back to the passion that I had when I was a student of imparting knowledge. Because all things were easy for me when I was a student, and I enjoyed being a tutor. So with being in academia, it's fulfilling for me, hence now with supervision as well. And I like that I have diverse types of students from diploma to PhD. So it also stretches me as an academic, that I not only impart knowledge, but I also improve myself as well on how I deliver to students.
Interesting. So I have a riddle game for the both of you. No, you can't. So we want to see who's gonna get the most points. Maybe there's a prize, I don't know.
Okay.
So the first
Maybe not.
So the first one goes like this: people make me, save me, change me, raise me. What am I?
Child. I don't know.
No.
Save me, raise.
You make me, save me, change me, raise me. What am I?
I'm stuck with the change.
There's a change.
It's an epic. No, we can't be an epic.
Can't resonate.
No, you can't. No, but
I don't know the answer, but
no, when you say you're changing things, like in my mind, you only change nappies. What can you change? The world? We can make the world go around. We can change the world.
We don't make the world.
you know,
With money makes the world go around. That's what they say. So what are you? People make it.
no
She just said it.
money.
Money.
You went past all of us, both of you.
Even myself, when I say.
Okay, the second one. What breaks yet never falls, and what falls yet never breaks?
What breaks in the heart? I think the heart breaks, and it never.
So it breaks but never falls.
Yeah, because it's inside you.
And never breaks.
Yeah, and then what falls? Yeah.
Oh, it's a human being. Yeah.
Yeah. So what breaks yet never falls, and what falls yet never breaks?
It's a heart and a person.
Myself.
You're both wrong.
I don't.
And we've confused.
Because I know one thing that can break is your heart. What else can break?
It's night and day.
No, it's English. It depends which school you went to.
Lisa, the manga will break, you know.
Your background is everything, guys.
Okay, last one. This one is a bit easier, so at least you get it.
What can I see?
What goes through cities and fields but never moves?
The sun?
No.
No, it's not light. Oh, that is silent. Cities but never moves.
Cities, specifically.
Cities and fields but never moves.
I'm giving up. Okay, I shouldn't give up.
Yeah, this thing is.
You're resilient, you know?
Okay, I'm trying to think, but what goes to cities?
Through cities.
Through cities. It can't be how thing moves. So I don't know.
So,
Am I supposed to
Thoughts.
no. Let me tell you guys and take you out of your misery.
Okay, of course.
It's a road.
Oh, yeah, because you see, when you say the background, it's still late.
What you see?
The Bantu education, we're planning on Bantu education.
See,
Lwandile, I did my matric whilst it was still study 10.
yeah,
So you can understand the balance.
So it's almost same, yeah.
Hey, you see?
I know. So
I'm sure he even Googled the questions himself.
Hey, he did. I'm sure we're never taught that at school. Never. I can vouch.
So okay, no, that's done. I wanted to ask you a question. You mentioned that you sit in the higher education committee,
Yes, higher degree committee.
higher degree committee, right? And I wanted to ask you a question about the new standards that the IIA has, right? And how does that link with the new curriculum, or the curriculum as it were in internal audit today?
So yeah, that's an interesting question, because last year we did a webinar at UJ where we invited students not only from UJ but students all over the country who are involved for auditing qualifications from undergrad to postgrad. We wanted them to also reflect, because we were given a duration about, I think, 12 months for us to reflect on the new proposed auditing standards. So we went through that, we presented, and there are few changes. It's just a matter of structuring of the new standards. But what I've picked up there is agile auditing, which I think is relevant, but to understand that it was only announced to, I think, mentioned once. And that for me was a really concerning thing, because COVID-19 pushed us to be agile as auditors, that you should be flexible in terms of the method that you use when you do audit. And with the curriculum, every academic, regardless of a new standards, every year you need to reflect on what's happening in practice and what you're delivering in terms of is it aligning or not. And that's why I always have guest lectures in my room where I teach. It can either be online or in person, because I want students to be exposed to what is happening in practice, so that when they graduate and find themselves into employment, they don't have the disjoint of what they have learned in class and what is happening in practice. So the new standards, they're coming into practice in 2025, right? They're going to be effective there. And it's also still a call to all academics to reflect on them, ensure that they understand what is required in terms of how to structure the principles that have been given in those standards, and reflect on their curriculum as well, that are they aligning or not. If they're not aligning, then there should be revisions that are done, so that we ensure that when we produce graduates, we produce quality graduates that are employable and will add value to organizations that they find themselves in.
April the 27th is Freedom Day. It's a holiday, public holiday for many, but as a responsible citizen, how do we remain responsible citizens in our country, and being responsible in an everyday living as a person? Practical things that you can do as a responsible citizen in your everyday living. What can you do to improve? Because it's not all the time that we have to depend on the government. Yes, the government is a key stakeholder, but what would you do to remain responsible? What advice would you give to yourself to remain a responsible citizen?
I think it's with know yourself, have sense of ownership. Because what I've picked up is that people don't have sense of ownership, where you will litter anyway, where when you drive, you don't care about the other people who are using the road. And also how you carry yourself. If other people will be drinking and they litter, or when they have events, they'll leave the place unorganized. So whatever mess that they had, so they leave it like that. So once people have that sense of ownership in everything that they do, they'll have pride, and we won't leave everything to the government. Because if you can go to the townships, you'll see the litter is just a mess. And you'll find people say government is not coming to pick up the mess, but you should still clean up your area. And you should, even if you have to put in the dirt outside, it needs to be in proper order. There are dustbins or areas where you can put things, but now you'll find people, they don't want to do things and they say, it's not my responsibility. So if everyone can have that sense of ownership and pride of saying, I'm a South African, and this is how I want my country to be, then we will be able to hold that pride of saying this is our country, we are proud of it, irrespective of what issues we might have with the government, because we can't leave everything with the government. It all starts with us, and we are our own leaders. Before we can be led by others, we need to lead ourselves. So everyone needs to have that sense of ownership and pride in the spaces that they find themselves. And to also do something, you can't always be at the receiving end side. You also need to give. So in all spaces, the little that you have, you need to be able to give away that the small that you have to others to make a difference. But how you carry yourself is everything.
True. Yeah. So, Lethiwe, you are a member of you're a board member of the IIA, right? How would you say your experience has been so far? What have you observed? And what are your plans?
And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Our celebrations.
Thank you so much. It has been an enlightening experience, enriching. I've always been passionate about the profession. I've always assisted and supported from a distance, and being nominated and appointed to serve within the board is such a privilege. I remember when they announced, it was December, I think the 8th or 7th, when they announced the winners. I was not even around. I did not attend the AGM. And there were people who called me, as others sent WhatsApps and emails saying, you're not even there. But because of the work that you do outside from the institution, whatever that you do in the profession, you have a great impact.
Yeah.
So serving within the board is a great opportunity for me to mingle and understand the boards and the strategy of the organization itself. So I'm going to be adding value. It's not only about sitting in the board. We don't sit in the board, we serve. So since I'm here, it's a very short period of time. It's been 3 months that we only met once so far. And I'm looking forward to engage further with the fellow board members, with the stakeholders of our institution. But what I like most is being allocated to Johannesburg region, where I have been working with them for a while, and now being an overseer of how the region is doing is going to be a great opportunity for me, because I like to add value to where I find myself, and being part of the strategy would enable me to ensure that the profession grows. And when it grows now, the impact that I will have is not limited to Johannesburg region. As a board member, it will be national. And I'm very proud for our country, because we are now, I think, number 4. We have 8,500 members so far, and that's a good one, because we are behind very prominent countries, US, China. So we are very good. We're number 1 in Africa, I think. So well done to us as an Institute of Internal Auditors.
Celebrating again.
Yes. And now serving in as the board member will enable me to push the barriers and ensure that what the past work that has been done does not just disappear, but we improve. From now on, it's upway, and that's it. We have to be visible as the profession. We have to be visible as an institute, and we need to gain more momentum in terms of adding more members, and not only number of members, but also adding value in the profession as well. That our value proposition to our stakeholders should be very visible, and people should have confidence when they have internal auditors in their spaces. They should not say they don't really value our profession. So as a board member, it's really a good privilege for me to be part of it, and I hope I will be there until I feel now I've done my part. Now I can resign, but I have a good intention, and I hope with the collaboration with the board members and other stakeholders that will push the reputation of the profession to higher heights.
And very important. Still on being a board member of the IIA. Now, just a question. You are, with governance, you need to form a quorum and have those voting rights. Let's say this time you are the only board member. Forget that whole governance compliance. You are the only board member. You have one thing to change, just one thing to change. What would be that thing that you would change with immediate effect? Remember, you don't need any voting, and what would be that one thing that you would change as a board member?
I'll say visibility, because I feel we're struggling with visibility in terms of a profession. As a board member, I would make it compulsory for all institutions to subscribe to our profession and make sure that all academics who are teaching this auditing are advocates. Because what I'm seeing now is that most academics, they will teach, but they might not really draw and push the agenda of the institution. So I would want to create relationships. Not that I will force it, but I will enforce the very strategic relationships with different institutions, even TVET colleges, because they do teach accounting in TVET colleges. Yes. So where we have proper collaboration in all institutions, higher education institutions, ensuring that students are aware of our profession. And I like that currently we have the circular mentorship program. So if we can have all institutions subscribing to that, then because we have other professional bodies who are doing that already, and we are behind. So if I'm the board member that day where I have to make a decision, it will be, we have to be more intentional in terms of our visibility, the value proposition we offer in higher education, because it starts there at the root cause where students will decide, I want to be an internal auditor, and not only internal auditor, but a certified internal auditor who will also be able to do CPDs, because CPDs on regular basis keep developing themselves. Because we had people who lost their designations last year because they did not renew, they did not even put in the hours for CPD. So I would make it compulsory that people should ensure that we are visible as a profession, and people who are already certified, they need to ensure that they have CPD hours that are sufficient, and they also report on a yearly basis so that they can keep their designation.
I love that.
Oh, awesome. So while we're talking about, developing the profession and taking it to higher heights, we often hear of the term auditor of the future, right? And I'm interested to know, in the higher education space, particularly in the curriculum, how are we developing that auditor of the future? Are we tapping into new phenomena like AI, ESG, and so on?
Yes, we are. And even at UJ, we have a master's degree in computer auditing. I believe you do involved for that. So we have a student of ours here.
Hello.
Yes. So with that, we never say in the profession we have arrived. We need to keep on evolving. And COVID again has showed us that we need to keep abreast of all the developments and ensure that we remain relevant. And with agile auditing and ESG as well, there's now a standard for sustainability reporting. So internal auditors, and there was a questionnaire which was shared, I think it was a month ago, where it was done overseas, where people need to reflect in terms of, it's from the survey. It's a survey which indicate the intention for us to remain relevant as a profession. And with that questionnaire, it asks questions which are relevant in terms of what do you think about the environment issues, social issues, governance issues, and now with this technology that we need to embrace. And this is also in line with the module that I teach at the business school, which is a business ethics law, sustainability in digital era, because while we embrace this technology, there are loopholes. There are issues of governance, internal controls. So that's why internal auditors need to ensure that they have relevant skills to add value in organizations in line with that. When we embrace or when we have to report on ESG, what are the skills that are required? What methodologies do we need to follow for us to prepare the working papers and ensure that we do proper check and balances? And also, if we need to go and review the risk registers, because with ESG as well, there are risks that can occur for business, and there are risks that cannot be controlled by organizations. But what is important is organizations to be ready to be aware of those potential risks, be able to assess, be able to manage and detect those risks. But if they can't, if they don't have proper skills in terms of auditors that they have, who are not relevant, who are not evolving, it will be difficult for internal auditors to add that value. So it's important that the profession is aware of developments and also will do through CPDs what needs to be done in terms of internal auditors are being aligned with what is happening in the world and what value proposition they'll continue to serve while we embrace technology.
Over the years, we've been talking about a trusted advisor. Internal audit being a trusted advisor. It's actually on everybody's lips. But practically, people don't see internal audit practitioners as trusted advisors. They see them as the equivalent of SAPs, unfortunately. How would you, as a board member now, how would you actually make the CEO actually look into that, and what ways or what improvements can you tell her to do so that we can change the mindset of the clients? So advising the CEO of IIA.
Okay. I would say it's a matter of doing road shows as a CEO of IIA with the value proposition that what do we do as the professionals, internal auditors, what do we offer to organizations where we show, because with organizations, remember, we are the value creators. So we are we're not police. We add value. While we are adding the value, we'll assess in terms of governance, risk management, internal controls and the processes. But while we assess those, we concerned about stakeholders of those organizations. So the CEO needs to drive that remember, when you have us in place as internal auditors, your credibility as an organization is high, because organizations are not only serving their shareholders, but they serve all stakeholders. And once stakeholders are assured that the organization is audited by competent auditors who review at the risk registers, who assess and detect if there are any risk, and also check if whatever controls which are put in place by organizations are effective and adequate, then the stakeholders will be at ease, and they'll make informed decisions, because they know that whatever process that is happening, someone is checking, someone is adding value to ensure that nothing fails, right? So the CEO will then do a drive where she ensures that all members, all stakeholders know that what we offer as a profession, we are offering legitimacy in terms of supporting those organizations for them to be seen as legitimate organizations.
Okay. Hair down moment. I know you don't have hair, but
I can pull my wig down.
you can. It's okay to pull your wig, put it here, answer the questions, then
Then I'll have afro. I'll change from this to afro.
it's okay. Life happens, my darling. Life happens, so it's okay. It's riddle time.
Oh,
No, it's not icebreaker. I know your favorite song is Lwandile, Baba. But I'm not going to ask you that question, because that I know for sure. It's riddle time for both Lwandile and Lethiwe. Remember, Dr. Lethiwe to you, not Dr. Matthews, Dr. Lethiwe. A man looks at the painting in a museum and says, "Brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son." Who is in the painting? Brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son. Who is in the painting?
it's a grandmother. It's grandfather. I think I don't know. Grandfather.
No.
It's no one.
I don't think there's no one. There's a painting, yeah.
And someone says that's my
Yeah, that's... Okay, I nearly gave it away. Okay, let me read the question without explaining, because I'm seeing the answer, so I will actually... Brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son.
It's a wife. I have none. Brothers and sisters.
I give up.
Okay, wait. Let me try again.
What's your thought process behind the wife? Why are you saying the wife?
Because he said brothers and sisters, I have none.
Yeah.
So it does not have brother and sister.
I don't have brothers and sisters, yes.
Well, what's that? Brothers,
Yes.
brother and sister, I have none.
Yes.
And that's on the picture is my father's son. I have a mother. No. It's my, what?
You are...
Wife. No. Now we must do something.
You are clearly the wife.
You are the one.
No, you see, I have to be doing all the work. He's like,
He's handing it over to Mbokota.
You're the one who insisted on trying.
I like trying. I like to try.
Congratulations. We're on the right track.
So brothers and sisters, I have none.
Yes, I don't have brothers and sisters, yes.
I don't have brothers.
But that man's father is my father's son.
Uncle.
It's the man's son. The man's father is my father's son.
The man's son is my father's son. What's the answer?
The man's son.
So this is not for us.
No, I think the answer is more confusing than the question.
But you see,
No, not even models. I don't know. This one.
not even doctor level PhD.
We don't do this till the PhD. We do research. So.
And we should give you Google now. Google Scholar. You know?
Yeah.
What can be touched but can't be seen?
Touched but cannot be seen. Touched. Oh. Heart.
Yes.
It's a heart, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I was giving you a clue and you got it.
Why are you not playing anymore?
No, I was thinking about it and then she said it.
Oh, but
You were thinking about it.
only might participate. This is the issue I have with students. You come to class and not engage. They just look at you, they pass.
So the
So
the teacher in you is
You see,
coming
I'm
out
pushing
now.
him.
Yeah, the teacher in here is coming out. Do you think?
No, I like people to engage and participate. That's why you say we don't sit on board, we serve.
Yes, true.
And be a mem.
No.
So, Lwandile, you are not here to be just...
Okay, no, the next one is mine. I'm getting it.
Okay, I'll try to hold myself to myself and not say anything.
I'm a box that holds keys without locks. Not a locksmith, eh? Yet, they can unlock your soul.
Oh, it's a piano.
Yes!
No, you see the smart one. I'm bringing it.
See, I got that one immediately.
Yeah, I would have missed that one.
So it's 1-1.
No, 2-1.
You didn't get the man's son.
No, but he said I was warm more than half.
No, but you still didn't get.
But I was close, 1.5.
Do you have another one just to break the tie?
You guys know.
There's no tying. Keep on reading.
So, but you didn't win.
But I won. I need 1.5 and 1.
No, then we can do a coalition there.
No, no. With SMS.
What political party is that?
You should not get there.
CMF.
No, the student. No. Independent.
Oh, independent.
Yeah, so you'll see me in Parliament one day.
Yeah,
Amanda.
so, Lethiwe.
And I didn't say I'm finishing. Do you see this
I thought you were
gentleman?
done.
I am done. I'm joking.
But I did ask you if you had another question. Did you say no?
Okay, yes. I'm just being
Oh my
a woman.
days.
Yeah, we lead.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Do you see? We're not sitting. We are leading.
No, a point taken. So you emceed an event this week.
Okay.
I'm not gonna mention the event, but I just want you to, soak in it and tell us what are your thoughts about it? How do you feel about the event that you emceed?
Drinking your water,
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel fulfilled that it was a dream, a vision, and seeing it unfold in I was like, okay, we have reached to the end, and someone had to be recognized, and they were recognized for their great work that they've done. So in life, we should celebrate each other.
True.
And humility is everything. So the opportunity for me to even host what I believe I had an influence on was just a dream come true. It was really humbling. It's still humbling even to date. And I did it because, as I mentioned earlier, I like touching lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I like empowering others. And it does not really matter in terms of the age, the race, the background, just loving other people. And when you are engaging with someone, embrace with a person in a deeper level, and I see you as a human being, and you should see me as a human being. And when we come together, we should empower each other. And if there are things that I think I can do for you, I should do them, but I should not expect anything in return. I should do it with an open heart, saying, you deserve it, let me give it to you. Yeah, so that event was really a highlight of all the things that I've done in my profession, and in life in general, that I like empowering others, and I got an opportunity and I got support as well, which is important because we can have a vision, but if you don't have people believing in that vision, it will just end as a dream. But with us, with the people that we have in our spaces, that dream became a reality. And I also appreciate the person who was honored. They were also forthcoming, because sometimes you'd want to honor someone who'd say, no,
Sure.
I'm not ready, but they were also collaborating and also appreciative of the opportunity that was offered to them.
And I like the fact that it's just showing that, we always talk about South Africa. It's not more new. This South Africa is, 30 years? So we can't be talking about...
It's not the new South Africa.
It's not anymore. I refuse to actually say it's new South Africa. But it shows the freedom that we have, especially that she was a woman. Mm-hmm. In the past, that was actually not... I don't think that we would think about it if this happened in 1960.
Mm-hmm.
And you now also yourself as a doctor has opportunities, to tell us about one of your research that you did. What came out from that research? Yeah, remember you said you are a researcher, not a Googler. So just
with the research, the one that I really love most, with the work that I have a PhD in auditing, but the research that I find myself doing and having to reflect deeper is research around mentorship. The first year, I did a study 2020 during COVID, just to find out from the students, both the mentors and the mentees. I wanted to know, with the value that we have, the program that we have, mentorship program, because before we used to have a mentorship program that will run for 6 months, because we assisting students to transition from first year, from high school to the first year. Yeah. So we'll focus only for the 6 months, because we know that after July, the first semester, they are fine. Mm-hmm. But now COVID happened 2020, and we're like, no, let us now extend it to 6 months to assist students, because now remember, we are social beings. Yeah. And now with the COVID, we were isolated. People had to, and those who were at our institution, people had to stay at rest. Then they were locked there, and they're now in isolation. But we're like, no, we can still connect online, because there's free data was given to students. So we continued with the program online. We had monthly seminars. It was jam-packed because we wanted to ensure that they know we're supporting them as first years. And all us as coordinators as well, we're not only focusing on first years, but also focusing on the second and third years, because this second and third years, they mentor first years. So 2021, I was like, okay, with research, because I was almost done with my PhD, let me do a study to find out what is the impact of the program on the students, the mentors and mentees. So I did a study. There was about 145 students that participated. Sure. Then with the results, only analyzed the data that could be used was 110, I think. And majority, I think over 80% students said mentorship program positively affected them. Sure. And also I did a study in terms of quality life. If we as the program coordinators, we're adding value in the program in terms of the quality of life. There were questions that I asked which are in line with there's a technique that can be used. Now I forgot the sources, even the resilience as well, where we assess in terms of, I would ask questions, how are you able to bounce back from the setback, right? In the normal circumstances, if someone is not mentored, they have difficulty of bouncing back because of COVID-19. But now those who were part of the program, they were able to bounce back from setbacks because they had people supporting them. So I did the two studies in terms of assessing the resilience of mentors and also the quality of life, which was added by the mentorship program. And both studies have positive results that the program is indeed fruitful and is positively affecting students. Hence, we're continuing and having it even today. And we're also having it for over a year, because we know that it still is adding value. We don't need it for 6 months, but we need it for a full 12 months. And students really appreciate it.
Oh, wow. So you've had like a very colorful academic career. So my question then is, have you ever had a moment, like a heartbreaking moment in your academic career, where you think back and say, now that was the moment? and what have you learned from it, if any?
Okay, so the heartbreaking moment for me is when I see my students struggle.
Yeah.
Because you'll find students coming in to consult and you're thinking they're coming to consult based on the content, only to find a student who reflect on how they're treated at home. Someone who said, my mom does not see me, my mom does not love me, I don't have support, or someone say I'm hungry.
Sure.
So that for me is something that keeps me going, and maybe that's why I'm also serving at YLC, Young Leaders Connect, as a co-lead for student chapter, because I know that students need support for them to be leaders. And when we say leaders, we're not saying you need to have leadership roles somewhere. For you to lead yourself. So I've seen students struggle, and I've created a space where students can be vulnerable in front of me. And now I also know how to gauge myself and saying, this is a point where I can assist. Beyond this point, I cannot assist. But now I empowered myself with, and we have a lot of structures within the university on where to lead the students to and guide them in terms of, this is where you can go to get support. So what had always been a problem is when students come in and saying, I'm struggling. But what I appreciate is that they're coming in and saying, I'm struggling. Unlike a student only hearing that one of your students has committed suicide. So I appreciate that they come, even though it's difficult. I know if for someone to come to you, they would have thought about it many times to say, I'm going to expose myself to this person. But it also indicates trust as well. So, and that's a call for me that I should be visible and accessible to students.
I think, Lwandile, before we close, as a board member, because it's very important that you address the members, look into the camera, straight into the camera, and make an oath. Tell the members what you're going to do differently if you can. Obviously, we can, because this thing is you are not the only decision maker. Let's just see it, because also we don't want you after 3 years, people saying, but this was never implemented. But look into the camera, if you can, what can you do? Convince us that we voted for the right person.
I think
we voted for them. Yes, you know, convince us on the camera, like, look them in the eye and convince us that we voted for the right person.
You said for the Toastmasters, but I'll say fellow internal auditors. May you all be certified internal auditors, not just internal auditors, but may you all be certified internal auditors. Let us ensure that the credibility of our profession is taken care of by you enrolling in CPDs, ensuring that you are up to date. Myself, as a board member, I will ensure that the profession is visible, and I'll do that through my spaces as an academic, but also within the board itself, where we ensure that we have proper structures, proper committees that are effective, and not only there in existence for a checkbox, but we ensure that whatever that we decide in the boardroom gets actioned, where we get people to go on spaces and action whatever that we have, and also to hold people accountable. So I'll ensure as a board member my fiduciary duty is present, and I remain accountable for my action, and I avoid groupthink and cliques that are not going to be fruitful for the organization. So I'm going to be an independent board member who's very strategic and will ensure that I have your best interests, because you elected me to serve, and I'm going to serve but not sit on boards. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Lethiwe, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending time with us.
It's a pleasure.
I really enjoyed this moment.
Thank you. And I want you between the two of us earlier.
Okay, last question.
You're such a competitive person.
Last question. Let's see who won. Last
Okay.
question, because we are running out of time. You need to think quick. Otherwise, it will still be a coalition. My life is often a volume of grief. Your help is needed to turn a new leaf. Stiff is my spine, and my body is pain. But I'm always ready to tell a tale. What am I?
You know what?
It's a book.
It's a book. Did you see my face?
No, you see, the problem is that their eyes, man. Can you see the eyes? They're here, yeah. So now, you see this thing of ethics.
What she said.
You should not get the hints, because your hint was confusing. It's like you're looking here, but you're looking here. So she
was not
said,
even looking at
no, but with me, you see, you confuse me. No, you confuse me. You really confused me. Let's start again. And please don't give us
Oh
hints.
my God.
No, she was cheating. Because she kept on saying,
So now you want another question?
yeah, but now she must be an independent interviewer. She was not independent. Conflict of interest. Don't confuse me.
Sure, I am being questioned.
Oh my
No, honestly,
It's have been questioned.
yes.
And I know what is the supply
I could not get it well.
when I was giving hints. You were okay.
I did not see them, only now, and you confused me.
And then someone's heart, I gave her a hint.
I did not even see that it was a hint. I thought maybe something is wrong with your chest. Let's start again. I want. No, I want to hear. I want to.
I think what has hands but might knock on your door. And if it does you better, open up.
So this is like higher.
What has hands but might knock on your door? And if it does, you better. And if it does, you better open up.
The person. I need to.
It has no hands. Oh, so, okay. You have had
Opportunities.
opportunity.
Now I want.
would have known, but she confused.
No, but still. It's critical thinking. Critical thinking.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
But you know what? I think it's time for us to close this podcast.
Yes.
Lwandile, over to you.
Indeed. Lethiwe, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to be doing retrospective the next 10 minutes. I'm very competitive. Sorry.
No, but in closing, Lethiwe, thank you very much. I think as your name says, you were brought to us. You were brought to the world. You were brought to, to UJ, to everywhere where you are. You are a light. Please continue, keep shining, and keep doing what you do. We see you. We appreciate. We are inspired by you. So please keep going. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I like the fact that he's recognizing what you're doing, your work. Continue doing it with passion. I can see that you're lighting up when you're talking about students. And now also with the Siakula program, you can actually add value in that program.
Yes.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. Please do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and like our page if you're watching from YouTube or any other platform where you're watching. Please do remember to join the programs that we have as IIA, like your Siakula, Siafunda, which some of them are free, by the way. So they're very accessible, and they're trying to build the membership of the club. So please do join. If you are interested in hosting one of the sessions or the podcasts, please do join the Internal Auditors Toastmasters Club, which is very much accessible and part of the internal, and also supported by the IIA SA. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.